Hello, listeners of the future, friends, family, everyone in between both or neither. Welcome back to The Roll Report and another episode of Classing Up the Joint. This is the part of the show. Damn it, I forgot what letter I was on. Okay, alliteration, and I think it was on, I'm just gonna say H. We ask hilarious people, horrible questions. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna try to write this down so I remember for the next one. I am your host. My name is Colin. I use they and he pronouns. I am joined once again by a fantastic, wonderful guest I am so excited to speak with, who will introduce themselves.
Yeah, hey everyone. My name is Taylor, aka SpunkyTaylor. I'm a Black variety content creator, TTRPG performer, K-pop enthusiast. Been in the game for about 11 years now in the content creation world. Happy to be here.
Amazing. We are so excited to have you. Thank you so much. And shout out to mutual friend Meadow Lawson for connecting us.
Love you, Meadow.
Love them so much. I played a ranger again, and it was great. And it was not entirely for you because I was having fun. Taylor, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the show. Where I like to start is asking how tabletop games sunk their hooks into you. What is your tabletop origin story, if you will?
Yeah, like I always start this origin story by saying it all started with spite.
Perfect place to start things.
It's just like back in like high school and stuff. There used to be there is a games club, and they used to play D&D in there. And I was always curious to like, oh, I want to do that. I want to try it out. But they was like, no girls allowed. And I was like, unless it's like their girlfriend.
Fuck those guys.
And I was like, word. All right, fam. And then one of my friends, Orion, made me a Hunger Games little D&D game. And it was cute. We did it for like an hour or two in Games Club, but we didn't make it like a whole campaign or anything like that at that time. But I was like, all right. So that's when I dabbled into it. And then I was like, I try to branch out to like with my gaming crew and stuff like that. And just like, does anybody else want to do it? And then I kind of like forgot about it for a couple of years until I like did it more privately with home games and stuff. And then I saw casting calls all over like threads and stuff being like, we're casting for D&D and TTRPGs. And I'm like, oh, I can do that. And then Hordes of Tales was the first ones to like let me take a stab at it. And it was at the same time. It's like Hordes of Tales and Airing My Laundry. Both of them at the same time gave me a platform to perform. And I was like, ooh, I really like this. It's more my pace, and I can dabble into multiple systems and stuff. So that's like my origin story that I continue to go on.
I love it. Well, and I like, it's so perfect that I'm going to say some asshole group of guys were like, no girls at our table. And you're like, well, fuck you. I'm going to make it my whole fucking career.
Yeah, it's going to be my life, actually.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing now?
Yeah, that's so cool. I love that. And I whoever those boys are, fuck you. Learn some empathy and how to tell better stories than
hopefully
the ones
they
we're
grown.
telling.
We was in high school, so hopefully y'all grown now.
God, I really hope so. I feel a little unsure. Yeah,
I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt. Trying.
Yeah, totally. Well, we'll assume, and we hope they did. Well, and I think that's a great place to start because I feel like, when you and I checked in, like some of the actual plays that you performed are some of the things you really wanted to share and talk about. And I want to start by asking you about The Withering Wick, your play of Vaesen. The huge question is like, how was that experience for you? And more specifically, like, what can you share about the story and your character and your character's role in it?
Yeah, so it was an amazing experience. I got to work with Janelle, Boss Jellybean. They're an amazing producer, director, GM. They came to me with the project saying, hey, I want to do an anthology series with Vaesen. And I was like, oh, I love Vaesen. As like I never got to finish like a full game of it, but I love the system. I got to talk to the creators. I even got like 2 autographed copies from the writers of the books because I love Vaesen so much. But I got to talk to the creators about it. They talk about how this is their home stories, like this is their homeland, and I was like, I want to show them the utmost respect as much as I can, and I admire them so much, and I wanted to do well for the story. But like the fun part with Withering Wick is that I got to play 2 characters because we played 2 different systems. The prequel of it is 10 candles to set up the world and stuff. So like, and my character there, she was like a very much of like a hustler, like a market hustler,
Awesome.
Like you think these potions are real? That you think I give you a potion, you can find love? Okay, go ahead and like just make it money. Like, and then she really, really hated the town she lived in. She really wanted to see that town burned to the ground and stuff. So, so that was like a big thing. And but then I played a character that's like the opposite of her, which is the main story line of I played her name was Alma. She's just she's like the light of the darkness of the group. She wears like she's the occultist of the group, and so she wears antler, and she's like very spiritual, but she's like she's a little bit naive, but also understands the world more, but she just tries to see the bright side more of it. And she just wants to be helpful and guide her friends along.
Yeah. I love that. And I think it's something that you're hitting on that's really important with a horror themed RPG of like having someone that like, if not providing comedic relief, is just providing like a little bit of hopeful relief in there.
Yeah, that's like a big thing that I guess I typecast myself too when I'm in dark games. Is I tried to be that light in darkness and stuff, because our table is full of like strong actors of like sad boys monologues, dark and dramatic and stuff. And it's like sometimes it's good just to have that one person that's like a little bit lighthearted, just to like give a breath of fresh air while being like the comedic relief every 5 seconds, not trying to be funny every 5 seconds. And
I think it's important for a story to actually have arc that way. Otherwise, you're just like, the tension goes up to 9 and stays there. And then everyone's listening and watching along with you, like really intense. I guess there's a place for that, but it seems like, you know, when you have a 3 to 4 hour, however long your play sessions were, like you need to be able to ride that wave a little bit more.
Yeah, like as I know I'm challenging myself this year more to be more of like a dark player. I want to play more dark roles and stuff, and let go of the being the light of the crew that much, because I keep on falling into that trope myself, and I create characters because they're the fun ones to create and give people hope, especially like when we do live streams and just seeing like the audience being like, oh my gosh, don't let this bean die.
Yeah 100%. Yeah. I think I would be remiss if I didn't say the fast question: where can people find this when they want to watch? Which will also, of course, have some links. But where can people find Withering Wick?
Currently, episodes 1 and 2 is on the Boss Jelly Beans Twitch channel. Currently, we're on like a mini hiatus. All the episodes are filmed and stuff. It just will be premiering it on Twitch, and then everything will be a mass upload on YouTube on Boss Jelly Beans channel.
Cool, I love that. So I again, I can think without spoilers, if we can avoid them, like Vaesen is like a very, I kind of want to say like brutal system. Like it is, as my understanding, it's designed to really be like the world is trying to crush you, and the world is actively against the things that you and your party are trying to accomplish. And as you mentioned, this is like one of the games that you really love. I'm curious what about that system, or like being a character in you know, a kind of largely disempowered world, or disempowered in the world they're in, is exciting or fascinating, or like what draws you to that?
I think like again, just like talking to the writers and like
Yeah.
learning that these are their hometown stories that their parents used to tell them, or folklore that they used to tell them, that they wanted to share their family secrets into a book. And it's very interesting. And then also, not to compare creepypastas to cryptids. I know they're the same thing, but creepypasta was a big part of my YouTube life and stuff like that. I used to be a creepypasta narrator and stuff like that. I'm still friends with a lot of people in the creepypasta world. Cool. Shout out to all of them. So Vaesen's a lot of cryptids. I love the lore. I love the deep meaning. I like learning new creatures that I didn't know existed in like these in the world that people be talking about when sharing stories. So I think the monsters, the Vaesen fascinated me the most. And like how far you can like push yourself into this world is very nice. I'm a lore girl, or like I tell friends, I'm a lore whore. I love it.
Who doesn't love a good lore horror?
Yes.
I mean, very the same. I think that's honestly, it's one of the most impenetrable parts of things. Well, specifically Warhammer 40K for me is I'm like, there's books and books and books. It's like trying to get into Lost all of a sudden. You're like, there's 19 seasons of that shit. I can't possibly anymore, you know? But yeah. Are there other horror games that kind of hold similar fascination? Like, you know, to take one of the most well-knowns, like, does Call of Cthulhu have a similar, place in your heart, if you will, in its horror?
Yeah, I really enjoyed Call of Cthulhu. I only have played it once. And I was like, I think the character sheet is very intimidating to folks. I'm a very simple gal. I want very much heavy vagueness for it. But I think another one that like I would personally put in the ranks would be Candela Obscura. Candela. Yeah. I was like, I play in a bunch of Candela games. I really like that. I love that one. I feel like it's a little bit more intense because of the scars. It's like it's more easier to die in Candela than Vaesen, I feel like. Okay. So it's very much intensifies even more. Yeah. And I think I could throw in like Monster of the Week in there, but I think Monster of the Week is like you can easily add in a little bit of comedy in it, so you can be back and forthness.
Monster of the Week feels a little bit exactly that there's a more room to customize your story to the table. If the table is like really into Scooby-Doo, then you can run the Scooby-Doo Monster of the Week, or you can run the like I don't know, Supernatural, you know. Like you can really kind of lean in either angle, and in comparison, I think Call of Cthulhu and Candela Obscura are both more in the supernatural, except like supernatural by way of like, I don't know, Hannibal.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, cool. So Withering Wick also, like, you have some really incredible cast members, and I'm wondering like how that table was brought together. If you'd all kind of knew each other before, or if this was a nice little, you know, unique pulling people in from disparate threads.
Yeah, so the process was like Janelle, we have a Discord, and Janelle has over 20, 30 people in it and stuff. And like Janelle made an initial like maybe groupings and stuff, and then asked for like my opinion, who I think is strong suits and stuff. So I put a lot of people that I have played at tables with that I think will blend well, and I know they have worked together in some capacity, and like just trying to balance it out to like who's like comedians, who is more into dark, who is great at monologuing, who's great at character designing, and all of them has all of those strong suits, all of those compassion for the art of tabletop. And so and I feel honored that they all said yes. I felt honored that we all flew out and did this project in the span of a weekend.
Wow. Okay, so this was like, let's all go to the studio, get together, and spend an intense week. I'm going to compare it to, I guess, Dimension 20, I think, does very similar processes with their actual plays. Wow. Okay, well, how difficult is it to, essentially you have to kind of make it appear like you're playing a series of sessions over time when you're really just like plowing through. Are those like 12, 13-hour days of just like nonstop games? Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we had like multiple breaks. We did vignettes. We took time to talk to each other. We did do a chemistry readings and stuff beforehand to make sure that we even work well as a team.
Yeah.
We just stayed in constant communication with each other and to make this beautiful story and just like understand each other, communicate. That's all it was. Like we all wanted to make sure this was a good production and like we worked together very well.
Yeah. Is that sort of I would call that maybe the extended session 0 process. Is that typical to the actual plays that you've done, or is this like a really special case? I would imagine also that like let's all get together in a studio for the weekend and bang this out is probably atypical, but at least the sort of recruitment process and vibe checks and how you assemble that table.
Yeah, it was very much of a different process. Like we did our normal session 0s, go over lines and veils, talk about character creations and stuff. I think that like the extra part that I suggested that we put in was to do a chemistry test, just so we know like what our characters are and like can we connect them? Like, do we understand a baseline of the story where we want to go to? Because we don't want any too much heavy surprises at the table.
Right.
Since we're all going to be in person talking with each other. We're all going to spend a weekend with each other. We all are in the same hotels together. So it was just nice to like have those bonding times together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I'm just going to say like, I'm kind of jealous. That sounds like a really fucking cool experience. And I will say that I have not yet started watching it, but I'm really excited to do so based on this. Wow. I'm like, I have so many questions, and I'm just trying to find the right thread through all of them. I think where I want to go with that is kind of to this is maybe the most recent or one of the most sort of prominent actual plays that you have been a part of. Are there others? That you've gotten to go through in the past that have really just like stuck with you? Do you have favorites? We all know we don't have favorite children, except we actually have favorite fucking children.
I think like right now is an ongoing series right now, Hex Heist, created by Meadow. How Do You Love, Darling? They created the system. The cast is like the Breeze, that's Brie LaFay. We got them Brie Cheesy, but it's like Brie Breezy is their name. And then we have Oathbreaker Carrie, and then me, and then the GM is Meta, How to Live Down. And it's like we are an all-black table, which is already like amazing and fascinating itself. Like we were supposed to be a one-shot for Black History Month, and then we really loved our table so much, and we felt like there's more stories that we can tell together. Like we just vibe so well. I felt like this was like our chemistry test with each other kind of thing.
Sure.
And then we was like, we can like keep going. Like we can just make it more higher production value and stuff, which we all did. We all locked in and we was like, yeah, this is going to be a long form story. Like we don't know how many seasons we're going to go on. We don't know how many episodes we're going to do.
I was just going to ask if anyone kind of hit a target of like, let's go 100 episodes, or no, let's go until we're not having fun sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like right now we are taking it seasons by seasons kind of thing. Where like we usually do like our goal is probably like 16 episodes a season right now. And then we take a couple months break and then we come back at it and just like have the routine of that until one of us or all of us are like done with the story. Then we can move on to the next one, whatever we feel like that we need and stuff. But we're trying not to put a cap on it until like we feel satisfied. But yeah, we have the production value. We got artwork. Meadows been doing a lot of the artwork. We commissioned some artists in season 1, season 2. Meadows doing it all. We try to make it more interactive. So our table is a ARG for ourselves and the audience.
Cool.
It's very fascinating to be chilling at work and then you get a mysterious text message for your game by an unknown number. And like that is life-changing to you in the game. And it's like, you're like, oh, we're in an ARG, or you're just chilling on a live stream and then you see someone type in the chat, quoting something from a Hex Heist, and then you learn that that's also lore that you need for the next session and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And then like Meadow created
Wild.
Like, games and websites and stuff for the audience to enjoy, to help us with clues and stuff. We want everyone to be part of the story and part of the journey to connect with our characters very much.
Yeah, that sounds so cool. And, you know, I think I know, counting you, 3 out of the 4 people at that table, and that's a fucking awesome table. Yeah. We got to talk to Carrie in the winter. A wonderful person to get to know.
Carrie's the bestie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, with no qualification, I'm going to say again, like, the 3 people that I know at that table sound fucking incredible, and I am here for it. 100%. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm kind of like, I assume the amount of effort that Meadow's putting in, that you're all kind of putting in this way, are not typical, but it's such, like, at what point was someone like, you know what, I really want to make sure that our audience is interacting, not just like listening and engaged with us, but like actually affecting the story?
I think it was me telling a joke. We was doing our stars and wishes, and I said, Meadow, I wish for this game to be an ARG because I'm building an ARG for one of my marketing clients and stuff currently. And I was like, well, I'm stuck in this realm and stuff like that. And I said, this is just a joke of Meadow, can you make this an ARG? And Meadow said, okay, and then did it. And then now here we are. And it's just
incredible.
And also Meadow does so well of like pulling out our strengths and stuff. And Meadow knows I love puzzles. Every time I'm at a table, they say, is there anything you really want in this game? And I'll be like, I want puzzles. I want the riddles. I want to sit here and think, not roll an intelligence check. I want to think. I want to solve this, and I will solve this puzzle.
I love that. I mean, I think many DMs wish they had at least one player at their table like you. Yeah. At the very least in that specific case. Well, I mean, I think about, you know, I run games for teenagers, and I was like, okay, I'm going to build them a dungeon. I want it to be like not all fighting stuff. And I tried to design a couple traps and puzzles, and then I sat there and I was like, oh my God, you're just picking up all of the wrong clues. And I do, in fact, have to be like, no, the ghostly spirit picks up the thing and hits the pillar and it lights up, and they're like, and then they still got like 2 more wrong directions before they got it. Anyway, that's so cool. I love that. Is there, kind of, you know, expanding in a little bit, is there, what is your sort of behind the scenes experience like, being part of either Hex Heist or like kind of your larger experience in actual plays? And you have like a favorite and least favorite part?
Yeah, behind the scenes, I think a lot of people knows me as the marketing girl of the space. I do. It's like I have 2 degrees in it. I have a degree in marketing, physical and digital, and I have business administration and project and operational management. It's my degrees. And I was like, my goal is like, I just want to go, if I'm growing myself, growing big, I want to bring my friends along with me. Yeah. So like, I'd love to help out. I offer my services to folks, even if it's just like a consultation for an hour. It changes people's lives. Like, that's like me and Meadow just got to yapping, and I said, oh, just do all of this. Cause like, I remember like Meadow said that it wasn't going to get into like actual plays. Cause like me and Meadow met on TikTok, but then, they started to start playing games, and I joined their tables and started playing games, and we just started like yapping. And I said, you too can like, you know, record. You too can record your sessions and have that as marketing for yourself. And then after that, when Meta took my advice, it just kept on going with it. And then that's what I want to do with others. I just like, oh yeah, you just need to learn how to market yourself. You know your worth is a big thing. I tell people, make sure to send that email. Like, you may get rejected, but it's okay. You sent it and they know who you are now. And that means their eyes is going to be on you for at least right now. And then so just keep on working. Know who you are and keep on pumping that content, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, this is a nice pivot into the marketing discussion, but I think you maybe just answered the question of like, is there one thing that everyone in the RPG space should be doing more of to self-market?
Email, reach out. Your network is your net worth, very hardcore. Like, know who you want to talk to, like know who you want to associate yourself with will help you out. Just make sure that you are uplifting your friends also in the process. It's rough to be up top alone. So make sure you all grow together, and just like make sure to balance your burnout, which is easier said than done. I tell people,
especially now.
Yeah, I was like, being in the game for 11 years and stuff, it took me a long time. I still hit burnout a little bit and stuff like that, but I schedule a lot of breaks in more now. Like, I've been more firm in my breaks. Like, every other month, I take a 2-week break at the end of the month to breathe, be myself. Because, a lot of us talk about work-life balance, and I think once you sit there and like, if you're doing actual plays, I think this is the biggest thing I tell people. If you're doing actual plays, are you doing this as just a hobby, or you want this to be a career of some sort? Once you define either one of those, then you can determine your next steps. What you want to do so you don't get burned out that much.
Have you noticed, I want to come back to this kind of from another angle, but have you noticed like the marketing landscape specifically changed a lot over those 11 years, I guess, in terms of like there's like where the large companies are directing their efforts versus where, like Kobold Press or Hit Point or like kind of the mid-sized players direct their efforts versus where indie writer, freelancer who's just made an adventure they want to get out should or is tending to kind of put their effort?
Yes, I think like people need to start putting their effort more on us little guys in TTRPG spaces. Like us, as there's a lot of producers and production teams out there that does really great work. They just need that one sponsorship, that one company to give them a chance. And then that will easily help them out with Kickstarter campaigns, that will help out with visibility and stuff like that. Because we have an audience. It could be maybe 200 people or 200,000 people, but that's still 200 or 200,000 new people to your company. So like putting some trust in us and what we're doing and stuff. And plus, dabbling into the world of short form content is never going away. It's going to be here forever. Short form content will be here forever. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of companies are lacking in. And I see that they're trying to, so I do see the changes in there. That's why I love to offer myself in marketing, is like, I've been a TikTok creator since TikTok was born. Short form content will always be forever there, be forever growing. So those are the two big things: is take chances on small channels that has work out there. I'm not saying take chances on somebody that doesn't have anything out there, but like take chances on people that has studio work or has production work. We know what we're doing. Make sure they have diversity, consistency. We want to help. We really want to help out so many companies. We just want that chance.
Yeah, totally. Wrenching back to actual plays. No, I like it's there's this interesting thing to me that I come from a theater, dance, performance background. Like, this is one of the things also where everyone's trying to figure out how to market themselves as a performer, and maybe as a teacher, maybe as like writer, director, whatever it is, like whatever title, whatever role you're trying to get yourself into. How do you then do the thing and get in front of the people that might give you those opportunities? And it's exactly the same every field that I've ever spoken to people about this. It's either, everywhere nepotism is king. Everyone loves a good nepotist, right? It's, if you know the right people, you're going to get a foot in the door there. But yeah, it's I don't know. And I also think it's interesting to me that you're one of the few people that I think I've come across and know in any of my communities that went to school for something that you're still doing. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just really cool that you managed to find the way to do the thing that you went to school for. You know, paid someone money for this degree, and now you get to do it in a way that I would argue seems very creatively satisfying and fulfilling.
Yeah, because like my marketing journey has been all over the place and stuff. As I do have a 9-to-5 job that isn't marketing, but I'm still doing it my own way, like basically like freelance work. Like my first like marketing gig was I market haunted houses. And I still technically do that now, but I market a haunted house convention right now, the Texas Haunters Convention. I'm their social media associate right now for them. So that's like my niche work with that. I tell people.
That sounds like a cool and pretty chill job, I gotta say.
It is. I was like, I've been with Texas Haunted Convention for 3 years now, but I've been marketing the haunted house sphere for about 8 years and stuff. I used it a lot as my projects and stuff for college. And so to show people what I've been doing, what I've been changing. Then like a lot of small local businesses in my city, like if my name just got around and I just do a lot of consultations. So like I helped out a restaurant, I helped out a barbershop, just like small things. But my big goal has always been entertainment. I technically really want to be an influencer manager in reality. Because again, I was like, I think since I was been in the game since like the beginning of YouTube time, where having a manager was very foreign during that time. And then and I just saw a lot of my friends that blew up get screwed over with agency and management teams. So I studied very hard in college to be a manager. Like that's why I got project and operational and stuff like that. So I have that knowledge. So they won't be alone. Because I was like, I am an influencer. I got the degree for marketing and stuff, so I can help out myself, but I also want to help out others. So it became a big passion project.
Understand it from both sides of that equation. From the like, as a creator, I know what I want, and I know I can tell you how to get the thing you want. And as your agent, I can tell you these people are not paying you enough fucking money, and they're going to try to steal it. I guess I'm curious a little bit if you also encounter in consults or in your work with anyone in that space really, how hard aggressive self-promotion is for people and how much people seem to undervalue their time and labor.
Yes, it's a common thing because this is an unusual job. Influencing is very unusual, but it's not unusual because we had commercials forever. We had celebrities forever. And I tell people we need to get into the mindset of celebrities and commercials a lot. Like that's why we have UGC creators and stuff. Like that's why there's a thing called product placement. Like if you put a product in your background of your streams and stuff, that should cost money. I tell people put a label on everything that you do because you're an influencer no matter what. I know some people hate that term, but you are influencing people. Like that's what you are doing. You are talking to your audience. You're creating conversations. A lot of people are looking up to you as role models and stuff. So whatever you do, your audience will copy. So it's like one of the moments like you need to understand your worth. I know like most of the time your first deal will probably be a shitty deal. That you're getting your foot through the door and you're allowed to raise your prices. You're allowed to go up. Because if taxes go up, you can go up. You have to have a livable wage and you have to grow with it. And companies are allowed to say no, but most of the time, if you're bringing work in, it's going to be very hard for them to say no right now. So just like raise up your prices. Just like you can do a little bit at a time. You just spoon feed it and stuff. If you was charging 50, go up to 75, then 75 go up to 100. Just keep on slowly going up, and you have the numbers to prove why your rates are going up. And if they argue it, that's why you have a press kit. So you have a media kit, branding kit. You have the numbers to back you up. So if you keep on looking at that, I know a lot of people say, I don't look at numbers. I don't look at that. But it's like, that
unfortunately, you kind of have
to. You have to. You have to study what you're doing. It is your job. It is your time. It may be sad sometimes if you see your numbers drop a little bit. But as a researcher and a data analyst, your numbers could have dropped because school started back up. It could have dropped because of summer is happening. Summer is the roughest time for content creators because everybody's on vacation doing stuff. It's like it can be hit or miss. Like winter break is the best time because no one's going outside in the cold.
Yeah.
Maybe the algorithm is switched. You just need to start streaming in the morning instead of the afternoon and stuff. It's all about data and adapting and then keep on going.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's, one of the blessings / curses. We have so much data now.
Yes.
You can really, I think with most of these systems, get really granular into, are more people watching what I'm doing before noon or after 3 p.m.? And kind of try to take
that demographic.
And who that is. Yeah. Yeah. Like I still occasionally reference Dataclysm, Cory Doctorow's book about the back end of OkCupid. OkCupid just gave him their data hose and said, here, see what you can suck out of this. And it's so fascinating the number of things that he was able to glean because he's getting both people's answers to questions of OkCupid, when I prefer to sleep next to my partner, away from my partner, never touching, whatever the fuck it is. But then there's what those accounts actually do.
Yeah.
I think my favorite little moment of this that I might mangle the exact dates and ages, but people's response to the question of what is your ideal age for a partner, whatever, is someone plus or minus 2 years of my own age. However, the actual data of which profiles get the most traffic shows that everyone wants a 22-year-old AFAB person. And across the board of gender and sexuality, those are the profiles that get the most views and clicks and likes. And I was just oh, but not the point that we were trying to make at all, but interesting nonetheless.
No, it's data is very interesting. And so when I looked at my data for TikToks a long time ago, that I noticed that I was a big hit in Australia. And I was interesting.
Of all places.
So I was it's very interesting that my audience is in Australia and stuff. So I started posting my time at midnight because it hits Australia around noonish and stuff like that. So that's how I be adapting to them and just to make sure if that audience is growing, then it would move on to the next time zone and it keeps on growing your profiles and all like that. So it's very fascinating. And sometimes you don't have to understand. It's I don't know why I'm blowing up in China or something like that. All you gotta do is I guess you gotta look up China trends, what's trending in China. It's the audience.
Did you latch on to a thing that they're really into right now?
Because in China, they're always a month behind of us on trends.
Interesting.
It's something I learned. So it's just a lot of foreign countries, whatever is trending in America is usually a month behind elsewhere. So it's easy to follow that and it's easy to repost.
Now I'm so curious. I want to just schedule a next year check-in to be has that shifted because everyone in the world hates the US, or are we still going to be on this cycle? I don't know.
And I don't know. That's why I'm making my transparency series again. It's not even I don't talk in it or anything like that. It's just a picture of me and I show people my growth in my social media follower accounts. I did it a couple years ago where I just every month at the end of the month I show everyone my data of my channels and stuff, and then slowly growing it and stuff. And that's when it took me a long time because I wasn't an Instagram girly at that time. I was heavily focused on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter at the time. And then I noticed that my Instagram was randomly blowing up in May. Cool. And I was why is my Instagram blowing up? I just got a lot of random followers and I had to double check to make sure there wasn't bots or anything. But people were finding me on TikTok and wanted more from me from Instagram. So I just listened to my audience, and that's why I went through a whole branding overhaul on my Instagram and started find myself and start posting there and stuff. I haven't started reposting TikToks over there because I want to keep those kind of separate right now from videos and pictures of myself and see how that goes.
I'm in this moment. I'm curious if you can speak a little more to the difference in content and what you are specifically aiming towards TikTok versus Instagram. It sounds like video content versus still images plus audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, it like was really for me. It's just like Instagram. I'm trying to make it like a more personal thing. Like, this is my life. And like, here's a picture and stuff. Just like, oh, more outfit of the day. Cause I am a fashion girly. I love fashion and stuff, but I don't think I can present that very well on TikTok right now. So Instagram is my place for that. And then on TikTok, I'm mainly there making relatable content, memes, lip singing, the whole shebang. I used to be a cosplayer. I'm still a cosplayer, but I used to be a cosplayer heavily on TikTok, but now that's more suppressed. So I kind of like paused that part of my life right now on TikTok. I still cosplay. I still put like my orc on there. I still cosplay my Hex Heist character on there for branding and stuff to show people that I was like, oh yeah, I still do makeup stuff there. And then on Twitter, Threads, Blue Sky, I just want to have conversations with people and stuff. And there's just like, just like putting out a random meme. Or the other day I was quoting a Fall Out Boy song over and over, and then like people caught on and just like yapping about it. And then I'm a K-pop girly now, so I love talking K-pop with folks. So I'll just be throwing out there K-pop songs and people asking for recommendations and stuff. So because I am a variety content creator, and so I'm trying to hit the variety.
yeah, 100%. Did you notice that like when you kind of like noticed cosplay was not doing as well on TikTok and shifting, was that like if you noticed, or if you know, was that a TikTok wide the algorithm has decided to like not promote cosplay quite as much? Or your personal channel was like, oh, my cosplay videos are not doing as well regardless of the larger ecosystem, so I'm going to shift what I'm doing?
No, it was a very big overhaul. The whole cosplay community felt it. We all felt the change of it. We all knew that we was all getting suppressed. We all got hit it by once, and that's why there's not a lot of cosplayers now.
Did anyone get an answer out of TikTok about why, or try to find out?
We just think that it was just life is changing. A new generation entered TikTok. That's not what people want anymore. Because like when TikTok was born, like every commercial you saw was a cosplayer. It was a cosplaying app. How I got into it was people made role-playing tags like of cosplays. Like you make your own OCs, you make your own adventures. It was and all that. And then next you know, memes. Like, I know like TikTok came out after Vine died kind of thing, but I think a lot of people's like, we want to revive Vine now. And like everybody wants those funny short moments. Everybody wants that. Nobody wants to like think right now and be like, what is this character? What is this? It's like, I think that's one of those moments of that. I think you need to be more quick. Like the quick of what the video is. They want you to go straight to the point and everything. And also people use it as a resource tool, which is not bad. A lot of people will use it for their news, or use it for their makeup tutorials and stuff like that. I think it just TikTok became very large, and TikTok didn't know what to push now, because it was a cosplaying app, and then it went into everything else. It's like a mini YouTube for short films.
Yeah.
So.
And you, I don't know, I think you ride the waves of it as best you can, I guess.
Adapt. They suck. It pains me my heart that I can't cosplay every day like I used to. Like, I'm like, all my content's very plain, I feel like, to myself. Like I'm just like, I'm finding a funny audio, I lip sync it, and I try to put a relatable caption on it right now.
Sure.
And I was like, it is starting like great conversations with folks, and I am connecting with other fandoms that I really want to connect to. And so I'm happy about the positive. That I'm just sad to see the death of cosplay.
Yeah. I mean, out of ignorance, I'm like, where's the crossover there? Like, lip sync a K-pop song in cosplay as your orc, and I'm not gonna be like, see what happens, because that feels like a really arrogant thing to do. But like, I'm super curious if that sort of thing. I don't know. Yeah, I did not spend a ton of time on TikTok until we started the show, and now I'm like, well, I'm forced to engage with this ecosystem more, since this is how we're choosing to promote the Roll Report. But I feel like the RPG and the cosplay communities are still really strong. They're just like quietly have been shifted away from the main town square of TikTok, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The shift was very big on TikTok, and all we need to do is adapt, because I see a lot of my favorite TikTokers I haven't seen in like in a while. There's like cosplayers and stuff. Some of them still going at it with cosplaying, and some folks like also shifted gears.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to your mid-roll. It is I, your host, Colin, here to thank you once again for listening. It is so nice and so important, and it feels so good that you are here with us. And also to remind you that if you never want to hear me say that again, if you just are excited about the show, if you love what we're doing, you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/therollreport, where also, for as little as a single $1 a month, you can submit questions for our interview guests. Only our friends and supporters on Patreon can submit questions, and only they will get to hear the answers. We've got some really incredible guests coming up as usual, and if you want to hear their answers to your questions, head on over to Patreon. Also, you can follow us on social media. We are at The Roll Report Cast on Instagram and TikTok, and now on Blue Sky. Ooh. Follow us there for announcements about upcoming guests once they have been booked, and then you will find out if you have interesting and amazing and unusual questions for all of them. But thank you so much for listening. That's really all. We are so grateful you're here with us and hope you are enjoying this episode. Back to the show. Tangent-ish.
Yeah.
Which I again, a broad and maybe terrifyingly broad question. What do you have as sort of personal or artistic goals for the things that I'm going to say the things that you have coming up, and or like things that are kind of still in process? But like, if we talk about Withering Wick again, like, did you have some personal goals for yourself as a performer or for your character and in that, and larger, like also Hex Heist and other things you got going on?
Yeah. So when I heard I was gonna be cast for Vaesen, and I was thinking about what kind of character I wanted to play. I'm like, I know I play that naive character, but I know a emotion I haven't shown that much in characters was innocence. So what I did was I did a few casting calls and other tables, and I purposely made myself play an innocent character. And like to get those, like trying to get the feel of it. Can I even achieve it? Because being in front of camera in studio is a very big deal. It's like a huge like step into like almost like one step closer to being in the dome kind of energy.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of people's gonna see you. They want to see what your stage presence is. Because I feel like it's just a very drastic change from in your office to in person. So I was like, I did that. I have been doing a lot of like training by doing acting classes too, trying to just refresh on stuff. And I think a funny thing that I've been telling people more recently is I'm reteaching myself English. It's been a funny thing. English is my one and only language, but I know like a lot of leeway. I like phonics, grammar, learning different words and stuff like that.
To be fair, it's a messy language.
It's a very messy language.
I studied Latin when I was younger, and I was like, wow, English is this horrible, bastardized things. It's like not quite a Romance language. It's not quite Germanic. And then we just take shit that we like from every other language around. And then we have weird use words from other languages that don't make sense anymore. And I think my biggest thing was like how hard it must be to learn as a second language, because we have small words rather than like changing the ending to a common ending, and that changes the verb and the person and the tense and so on.
Yeah, like we're complicated. Me teaching myself, reteaching myself English, I was like, damn, this is a complicated language and stuff. And I feel so bad for anyone that's like forced to learn us. Like I wouldn't want to learn us either. I would not. Yeah. But I think it's just in those moments it helps me teach myself more dialects, some new words and stuff I want to do. I'm very Southern, and I'm trying to like, how do you hide an accent? So I'm really teaching myself to how to hide an accent or hide slang. Yeah. Like I know my character would not say y'all, so I have to force myself to say you all. Like it's really hard to do that. So I've been doing a lot of courses and stuff. I am teaching myself Korean right now, so that's been
Cool.
fun. I haven't taught myself a new language in a long time.
Mhm.
I tried to teach myself sign language and Spanish a while back, so I know a little bit of that. And so I was like, well, I'm into K-pop, and I would love to challenge myself to know what they're singing in songs sometimes. And so I have started that journey. It's one of my resolutions this year is to at least say a sentence.
Okay.
And I feel like that's a great small goal.
Yeah.
At the end of this year, I have a year to like say a sentence in Korean. It's just so, but yeah, I think it's like one of those things. It's like if you're a TTRPG performer, it is not a bad thing to take an acting class. It's not a bad thing to take a dialect class. I know there was it was an ongoing argument, discussion on threads about that. But I think that goes back to my original point is when you do TTRPGs, is this your hobby or just your career? Yeah. If it's your hobby, don't do a class. Like, just have fun and chill. But this is your career and you want to grow. You have to study. Like, there's a lot of actors out here, like people that have won Oscars and stuff, didn't do acting in college and that was it. And like they have studied, they're still studying. They have teachers, dialect coaches. They have it all. To brush up their
apocryphally, there's like the one or two people that were discovered at random doing something, but they're like really few and far between, and most people not.
Right.
I'm trying to remember. Danny Trejo, I think, is one of the. I'm reasonably confident that Robert Rodriguez or Quentin Tarantino was just like, you look like you could play a badass. Come here, and scowl menacingly on camera. And he's like, okay, and has had a long and fruitful career that has expanded from there. I think, we also have spoken to Matt Say of Improv RPG and like other people that really emphasize as a performer when you're going into actual play, the importance and the necessity of training your instrument, and you have a whole instrument to train.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's your stage presence. It's going to be a big thing that you need. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? How do you embody the character? And so sometimes it may seem a little silly and embarrassing. And that's why I feel like I used to feel like a couple years ago when I started TRG performances, like I want to go all out. I want to scream in the mic and stuff like that. But then I get nervous. I was like, I want to match the energy at my table. What if I'm the only one screaming? I don't want to be a nuisance and stuff. And then I think more recently, I'm like, I'm just gonna be me and then just go ham.
Yeah. Is there a character that you've always wanted to play that you've never gotten to?
I want to be a villain so badly.
Heard.
I want to play.
Always fun.
I want to betray a table so badly that everyone just hates my character at the end. I just
Meadow,
want that.
Meadow, if you're listening, we have an upcoming story arc for you.
I was like, I did tell Meadow this before. Like, I never like Hex Heights. When it's time, I don't want to be a villain there. If I become a villain in Hex Heights, it's by accident. But save for the future, a future season when you, lean like
in
future
there.
Tables and stuff like that. I've been telling this to a lot of my friends that are GMs and being like, I really want to portray a table. I really want to be a villain. I really want to be dark, and I'm hoping one of them will catch my drift. That they will build a table for me, just for me to be a villain. I want to be spoiled.
Hey, everybody deserves to be spoiled at least a small but significant percentage of the time,
I was like, you love me, you let me destroy your table.
I want to ask you a little bit about kind of the larger community around you and like, these many ones that you have that you're a strong part of. What I noticed, what Hannah and I both kind of noticed in doing our research and trying to be like, oh, who is this person we're excited about talking to, is that it feels like you really found a community and made a lot of very good friends as well as strong work connections through tabletop games and social media. So I'm curious, one, if that's accurate, and two, kind of what that experience has been like for you in these 11 years.
Yeah, literally that's all it was. Like I said in the beginning, is I send that message or send that email. Like if I see someone's content that I really enjoy, really like that, I think I would vibe with, I'll send a message and be like, hey, I think we can vibe really well. Or I really enjoy your content, just send that initial message. And it's okay if I be left on red. We're going to be at a convention together one day and I will talk to you then too. And I was like, I am an extrovert. I'm a E3 and out. Like, I don't know if you ever done the 16 personality test. Like,
I don't think I have.
It's like an MBTI scores.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like,
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm an ENFJ on there, so I'm an extrovert through and through. Very passionate about my work and everything. But yeah, I like on YouTube, when YouTube, there used to be a messaging services on there. And I message YouTubers day in, day out there, being like, take a chance on me. I think I'm pretty funny. I know I have 5 followers. Don't look at that. But I'm pretty funny. And I'm pretty good. And I have content out. Look at me. And then a couple of guys brought me in and then taught me their ropes and how they talk to people. And I just kept on growing that way. And I also kept on adapting with the world and how it changed. Like, again, I'm a variety content creator. I don't want to be tied down to one thing. I want to keep on going and stuff. Again, I used to be a crew pasta narrator. I am still a streamer, a video gamer. I was like voice acting. Then I went to TRPGs, K-pop enthusiast, data. It's just a lot of variety that I want to just keep on going. So there's a lot of communities to be a part of, a lot of communities to manage too. But I was like, I just want everybody to know that I appreciate and love their work, all my mutuals out there.
Yeah. Is there a content trend besides TikTok's destruction of the cosplay community that you're like, fuck, I wish people would bring that one back?
I guess heavily was the cosplay.
No, for sure. That is the great answer. I wasn't sure if there's another one. I don't know, when everyone dressed their cats up or whatever.
I think bring back actual plays again. I think that's I remember waking up in the morning, Microplay just dropped a new actual play. And I think that community is slowly dying out. And because I miss heavy story games. And Life is Strange and Telltale games. Those are the games I watch others play because I love to see their decision making, the way they talk about it. The voice acting is amazing. And I'm not saying it's completely died out, but I feel there was a point in time where it was just all those games. It's just all story games. Life is Strange really pioneered the way of story games.
I mean, I'm curious, and I want to poke at this a little bit because one of the things that I've noticed, and one of the things that I've kind of talked about with a couple people on the show, is that I appreciate the proliferation of technology that has made it easier than ever to make content. You can make videos, you can make your podcast, you can make your actual play, and it is easier than ever to do that. But then how do you sort through the noise and let your listeners find you, or how do you stand out? And so my pushback is just I feel like there's a million people doing actual plays, not all well, to be fair, and not all to the production value. So wait, let me work that back to a question, which is have you noticed, is there a particular form of actual play that you feel is slowly dying that you're not seeing anymore? Is it the really high production value ones that are not Dimension 20?
Yeah, I think with actual plays. When I talk about actual plays, I think about video games. I was video games, actual plays. I feel like that's just dying out because of the bigger creators are changing what they're doing. And so they're trying to follow what everybody else wants. A lot of people wants to see real life content. A lot of people just want you to be chilling in a room and just chatting and stuff. And then maybe you'll play a game. And so I think it's we got the streaming community happening. And I think we got easier access that people can just play video games for themselves again now. Because it used to be back in the day, it's I can't afford video games, so I watch somebody else. So your audience is kids. And then now your kids are grown and they can do it themselves. So you lose that big chunk of audience and you're trying to grow up with your audience. And it's just a lot of back and forth things. And I think with live plays, every live play is unique. And they can do their own live play, but your story is your story. So I think that's why a lot of people still come back to that. And they can still do their own table. Like both things can happen at the same time. But with video games, actual plays, you don't want to be spoiled. A lot of people are like, you don't want to spoil. But like if you play Dungeons and Dragons, you can't be spoiled because every story is different.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like right there with the variety. I think that's why video game actual plays are dying. But I also think live plays are oversaturated because we're all doing it. Because we all have easy access to the resources. OBS is free. Audacity is free. Getting the material, you can just pay a couple bucks, or you can get that also for free.
Well, and honestly, you can just record on your cell phone and get something usable. It's not going to be good, but it's going to be usable.
But you got something. Like you can put, everyone can put content out there. And that's where the marketing yourself comes into play.
I mean, I think you really hit on something with the video games as well, because what I've noticed is a trend towards more RPG-like video games that player agency is a big part of it. Yes. Even if the story, like, not everything can be Baldur's Gate, where like every single fucking choice you make affects story, but like even if we look at classics like Mass Effect or Fable from the last, however long, those had a lot of choice that you could make. And I think as someone who also occasionally is like, I want to watch a playthrough of a game because I don't have a system anymore, but I thought that one looked really cool and it looked interesting. I tried to watch someone play Baldur's Gate and was like, no, I would make every choice differently than this person. I hate this. But I'll still watch someone roll through Ghosts of Yote or like the last Assassin's Creed, because I'm like, this is a linear on the rail story, so I might have not used that particular response to that particular NPC, but we're all still going the same way, know? I think that's a really interesting point. Because I like I said, I think there's, tabletop games are really exploding in a way that feels like this, bubble that's growing and might eventually collapse in on itself. But it does seem like the video game ones are fewer and far between. Interesting. I might know the answer to this at this point, but it's going to be worth repeating. Yeah. What do you think is the most important thing for people who want to find their community and their connections in a TTRPG space?
Have social media. It's a big thing. I know a lot of people's like, I'm not a social media person, but I want to play Dungeons and Dragons. And I was like, if you're not doing a in-person game, social media is going to be your best friend right now. I know. Just take it one step at a time. I think Threads is a good play. Threads and Blue Skies are great places to find casting calls. People are looking for tables. But if you're okay and down to pay money, start playing games. It's a very great resource and tool to find your table and find great DMs and stuff. And your schedule's on point. Like your schedule's right there. And then if you can't make it, you can't make it. Go, move on to the next one.
I do appreciate that so much about Start Playing, because we all know I think every single person has said scheduling is, of course, the actual big bad. Always and forever.
It is. And forever. Yeah. There's nothing, I know I've been with so many production teams stuff trying to solve scheduling. And I said, life is life, man. That you can never beat the scheduling monster. We will have this project done. It just may not be in the same timeline it is. And I think once you breathe and realize that, I think scheduling is a lot more easier. I think we get stressed with scheduling because we're all in a tight schedule. Yeah. In our own mind. And that's stuff. But if you let go of that and being like, because I was like, I want to record an actual play starting in April, but I don't mind it stretching all the way out to August. And I can breathe during that. That's that's 5 months. If we cannot schedule anything in 5 months for 4 sessions, then I failed.
Then that's it. Well, and I think that's an indication of a larger problem.
Yeah. So just one of those moments of just let go of time constraints and some stuff and just have fun with your game. And I think it's the quality than over quantity is a big thing that people need to start thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want that project to come out so soon? Why do you need this to happen? Is it a sponsorship project? Is it a certain type of media coming out at the time you're trying to promote it? Then I understand time constraints, and it's, you just got to understand that's going to be a rough time for you to record and get a table.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, across all industries, you can have things fast, cheap, or good. Pick two.
Yes.
You're really not going to get three unless it's not cheap at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, with if you want to find your community and stuff, it's not hard. There's resources out there. Whatever you like, just there's a community for it. Please do your research. Don't be scared. I understand introverts out there. It can be hard for you. But once you send that one message or you find your one extrovert person, you're going to be joining 1,000 communities. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, I think that barrier to entry point is like a real thing, especially for introverts. So just the inability sometimes to get past step one, write the email and send it. And if you can do that, so many dominoes can kind of fall into place, but still that first step can seem so insurmountable.
Yes. That's why my DMs are never closed. I want to give people opportunity. Like if you want
for sure
to chat, want to hang, or you got questions and stuff, that's why I keep all my social media's DMs open. And it's like, message me and I'll get back to you and we can chat. I'll check out your content. You check out mine and we can community.
Yeah. That I think is a perfect little segue into what I would call the lightly political segment, which you know, I kind of start by saying like many nerd communities, fandom communities, like the TTRPG community has had its historical moments and it has its current moments of being alienating or exclusionary, particularly to people of color. And I think what you just said is a initial answer to like what matters to you about creating a space and nurturing a space that celebrates and uplifts Black voices within the gaming community.
I just want opportunities. Stop gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Like, stop gatekeeping, just only picking the same 3 Black people over and over for your actual place. I think that would solve so much. You ask us for help all the time, being like, I just don't know anyone. I don't know anyone Black or POC. And then we give you a list and you still don't go by that list. Which I understand it's like a whole trust thing because you built your community, you built your platform, and you're going to put all your trust into a stranger. In the end, just don't make them a stranger. Have conversations with them. The people that we're recommending to you, we're vetting them for you, letting you know that we're not trying to scare you wrong. 3, they most likely have content. Sit down, take the time and watch their content, understand their vibe and their fit with your table, and then get them on your table. Have a conversation and talk to them on the phone first before you pull them into anything. No one's asking you. We're not forcing you to do a lot. Right now, we're just forcing you to like recognize that your table's all white. And that needs to change. And we have solutions. We do exist. You've seen us. Like, we're all around. Cast us. That's it. Cast us or get to know us. Do something. It's not a big part of a change. I was like, I don't care if your table is like just a regular actual play game or a charity game. Your table should be diverse. I don't care what you do at your home games because I'm not seeing it. But once you're in front of a camera, you're presenting yourself. Like you're showing everyone who you guys are. Yeah. I do have a thing on my end where it's only one time. Like, cause if it's your friend table, it's your home table that you turn on the camera and you made a series on it, that's your one time. But if it's like, but after that, I better see a diverse table. Cause it's like, because if you don't have Black friends or POC friends, you are the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you something that was totally not on our list. Very opinionated question, and can also totally be excised if we're like, no, we don't want to talk about this shit. Totally fine. Like, which I have feelings about Critical Role and about the fact that although it did start as a home game of friends playing together, it is now the biggest thing in tabletop space. And I feel like they could do better. I think maybe that's just the question. If we just want to say, could they be doing better to diversify their table and uplift voices that don't look like Matt Mercer?
Yes. And I think they're doing their best. That's all I can say with Critical Role. I think they're doing their best at what they can do, because they have to spoon feed their audience right now. Like they cannot wake up and be like, we have an all Black table. They cannot do that right now. Or they may lose the majority of their audience, which I hate to say. I want to trust their community and stuff, but there's a reason why that they're casting people the way they're casting. And like in the data speaks. Everybody can do their research on it. I did my own research on it. I made a report for my marketing classes and stuff about why it is, but I didn't want to. I was like, I don't want to start controversy and stuff, but like I understand why Critical Role is the moving the way they are. They want to keep their money. They want to stay relevant. And it's like, it's right now, they got too big. They're very corporate, that it's very hard for them to make certain decisions. But I think they are doing the proper steps that they can do right now to make it diverse. Like doing this latest season, I was like, I'm not a Critical Role girly. I just know some stuff, and I tried again. I did as much as I could in research purposes. But I know like this season, I think they're doing like a bunch of tables, smaller tables, and like rotating casts. 3 or 4 tables
with rotating casts, and Brennan's DMing everybody, and I have not watched it, so I'm assuming it all intersects somehow in the story, but I don't know.
And I see that there's a decent amount of diversity and stuff. I wish there was more Blacks up in there, but like there is a decent amount of at least POC in general in there. And I think and they're introducing new folks, and I think they're doing well as much as they can. And I think they're slowly making their way that they could have an all Black table here soon. But it's like, I think it's just different between like Dropout and Dimension 20 right now. I think Dimension 20, they started off with a diverse cast. We know diversity and stuff. And then here we are. Like they can do whatever they want. They can have a Black GMs. They have multiple Black GMs. They have multiple people called GMs. Because we're used to it. But in Critical Role, it was all white. And that's what they know. And then when a lot of people don't like change. So they have to.
Everybody hates change. I have never met anyone that says they like change. And if they do, they're lying.
They're lying. Like change is awkward. And I think Critical Role is doing this smartly with this season of how to make it very diverse as much as they can in their way. And then now we're getting introduced to these folks that I'm hoping that in future Critical Role seasons, we will see more diversity.
Or you hope their audience will be like, oh, that person was great. Let me go try to find some of their other work. Honestly, I think you're being extremely charitable to them. And I will say I have talked to people that have much stronger feelings and words about how they are doing it. But, I think again, from a marketing perspective, from many different levels, like, I don't disagree with you. I think I just keep wishing they could do more, and hope that they will.
Like we're hopefully, and it's gonna take time. And I felt opinionated with a lot of folks. Maybe I'm in front of the camera. I'm trying to be graceful. I'm trying to do a pageantry answer right now. But I have seen their demographics. I have seen their data, and I understand why they're moving the way they are. And if they don't want to lose money, they can't change drastically.
Yeah, incremental change.
Because that's the audience they build, and they're stuck there, and they're there. That's again with Dimension 20. They didn't start like that, and so that's why it's easier for them to do stuff than Critical Role right now.
Before kind of setting this aside, are there other specific things that the TTRPG community at large should do or could do to make itself more welcoming to the people that have been historically kind of left behind or excluded? Absolutely just get more diversity on the actual plays that we're watching, but are there other specific things that you would like to see happen?
I just think people to open their eyes more at tables and stuff. Just like, if you're looking at your table and you're excited to run this table and there's so many people you want to work with and stuff, and maybe they're all white, and just know that you're able to play with all of them. They just don't have to all be at the same table.
Yeah.
Like, you're capable to run multiple shows, or you can be at a table with them on a different channel. Like, again, it's we're we're in an industry that is very oversaturated, but we're still acting like we're a small town that we only know 6 people.
Yep.
Like,
true.
like I was like, we need to stop acting that way. We need to start we need to start learning new people and introducing new people. And I know it's hard to bring somebody into your life and afraid to get hurt.
Yeah.
And stuff, but that's also the way of life right now. And that's how you live and you learn. And again, there's vetting process. You can talk to folks. It's not gossiping, it's research. That's what I tell people. It's like you want to protect yourself, you want to protect your peace. But we also want opportunities. Give us a chance. That's it. Just give us a chance. We're begging, we're trying. But that's also why we're just starting our own production teams. That's why we have Hex Heist. It's an all-black table and stuff.
Yeah.
We're showing you who we are. And I am grateful with Hex Heist being successful that we have been getting opportunities, because like when I went to PAX Unplugged, they said, "Oh, I saw you on Hex Heist." And I was like, and I feel honored that you watched our all-black table, you recognize our work, and you want to work with me. And that's not hard to do.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, on that note, Taylor, I think it is time for the most important question that I'm going to ask, which is, what is your favorite class and subclass? Multiple answers accepted.
In D&D, I play a blood hunter a lot.
Really?
I do.
Okay.
No, it's like, I'm gonna be honest. When I started D&D, I played the hardest classes ever. I started off with an artificer and a blood hunter, and
that's a hell of a first game and first characters to be playing.
And I was like, you know what? Guns, and then you know what? Werewolves, and I was like,
fuck yes.
And I was really stuck on those for a while. It is like, and I did those privately a lot. I didn't introduce playing a blood hunter until more recently. That game isn't out yet. And I also haven't been started playing an artificer until more recently. That game is also not out. So I can't say too much about those projects, but those are happening. Those characters are happening. But I did play those games start playing games tables, home games and stuff a lot. And I studied them a lot, because like no one told me what to do. They just told me make a character.
Yeah,
and I was like,
have fun.
I want to be a werewolf. And then another campaign is like, I love steampunk. And that's what artificer looked to me was a steampunk. And I was like, I'm very much of a aesthetics girl. Like, I like to visualize what my character looked like first, and then I build a backstory. I know a lot of people build backstory and then build them up, but I was like, I need to know you give me a person.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Like, let me visualize who they are at this point in their life as the adventure begins. And when I see that, I can really kind of work backwards.
I think it's because I'm also a people watcher. In real life.
Sure.
And I like making up stories when I'm in the mall. I'm like, oh, that's a grumpy old man. And he has 3 wives and a kid and stuff like that. And I think that's it built into my D&D where I was like,
I love people watching. It's just so fascinating. And you can learn so much. You can learn and infer or assume so much about people watching them and watching their behavior, especially in public. Anyway.
And then I like to adapt them into my characters.
Yeah.
And stuff. But like, so I think I love artificers and I love blood hunters to death.
Incredible. Do you have a favorite subclass? Either from those two classes or just generally you're like, I don't know, I love swords bards or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think like recently with my I can't talk about that character. I can't say it.
Okay.
So I gotta say in general.
I respect the NDA agreements.
Yeah, I respect. I didn't sign NDA, but I just made a promise to 2 great friends.
Yeah. Sure.
And I was like, dang it, and I don't know when this comes out, so I can't say it. But yeah, I think in general, I just love both of them, and I go back and forth and be like, this is what it is. I guess with blood hunters, I really love playing a werewolf. That's it. I love playing a werewolf so badly.
I'm like gonna scroll back through this really quickly. I think you are the first person that has named Blood Hunter. Is that right? That looks like I'm right so far as I go back up through our whole long list of games.
Blood Hunters.
No, well,
Is that what I'm hearing?
Someone specifically called out Lycan as one of their favorite subclasses.
Okay.
And yeah. And we've had some artificers pop up, but it's really Blood Hunter has so not. Funny. Oh, and the homebrew Blood Hunter that Connie Chung made for their character on Three Black Halflings.
Awesome.
So we've had some like subclasses named there, but no one else has been like, yes, give me this.
And I was like, I would like to say, I'll say this about one of the games is I am playing Daggerheart. And I am playing a Blood Hunter, and it's my first time playing Daggerheart. So of course I'm gonna play Blood Hunter.
Sure.
And I was
diving right in.
Let's dive in. But also, I'm not playing the werewolf Blood Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm doing something else. So I'll say that. I'll leave it as that. I am playing Blood Hunter, but not a werewolf Blood Hunter. So
I had my first Daggerheart, and I was like, why don't I go for a witch? Which then they're like on their equivalent of Unearthed Arcana subclasses that are not official content yet. And here we go.
Oh, I like to say it's like we haven't recorded our sessions yet, but so far I'm already liking Daggerheart. Like I like the character creation process already. Yeah. And I love having the cards. Like they gifted me the set of Daggerheart.
Awesome.
I appreciate Darrington Press. Thank you. Shout out to y'all's. But like I just love the cards, and I think the cards is very much needed. So I have something in my hand. Because the thing is just like I am used to like D&D Beyond, and then I could click on it and read from there. Like Daggerheart don't have that. So I'm like, thank God the cards exist.
The cards are great. I really appreciate the way they have integrated the background questions into both like think about who yourself is, think about who this character is, and connect to someone in your party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's really well. Like I think lately when I've been creating characters, and if I have the worst writer's block ever and stuff, I use the game Session Zero system. I use that. So I love using that game. It really helps me a lot when I have writer's block and just picking out the cards and being like, this is your past, present, and future. This is who your companion was. And I think that gets my juices flowing. So I was like, I highly recommend that for anyone that's new. Yeah. And that sucks at writing backgrounds. I suck at writing backgrounds. To use that, it helps you. It's almost like having a writing prompt. Yeah. And then it's just like letting your brain go wild.
Definitely. I think I think it is a pretty universal experience of like the wide, completely unfettered, open plane of creativity is kind of fucking terrifying. But if you're like, no, this little fenced in corner right here, that's where you need to be creative. And you're like, oh, okay, yes. Constraints actually really help in this way.
Yes, don't be so vague, but like I just want to be crazy. Yeah. Like tell me your synopsis of your game, and then I can narrow it down even more.
Yeah, 100%. Amazing. Well, Taylor, thank you so much for joining us. What a delight and a pleasure to get to know you a little bit and get to talk to you about all these things. Where can people find you on the internet or the exciting things that you have coming up?
Yes, you can follow me everywhere at SpunkyTaylor. It's up on Twitch. I'm at SpunkyTaylor Games on there. Again, I'm a Friday content creator on Instagram. I make a lot of cutesy photos and stuff like that, song recommendations and stuff. TikTok, I make memes. I will cosplay a little bit on there. Threads, Twitter, and Blue Sky. I just be having random conversations on there. I do have a secret account, not so secret. It's called Not SpunkyTaylor on TikTok. It's just me ranting and just showing my forehead videos that I rant about anything that comes to my brain. It's like no makeup on. I'm just like, this is what I say. This was on my mind real quick, and then I'm blah blah, and then it gets 3,000 views, and I'm like, oh, thanks for enjoying my opinion. And then that's my secret, not secret account. But I'm in all those places, and then in my Binky's link that you'll find when you go on any of my pages and stuff, there's a discography page, and that discography page will take you to all my works and actual plays I've been on.
Amazing. I'm making sure that I have that. That is beacons.ai/SpunkyTaylor.
Yes.
I believe. Wait, I'm sorry. Tamagotchi collection?
Oh, yes, I did work with them.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I should say that, yes. I love board games.
Yeah, Go check out beacons.ai/SpunkyTaylor for all of Taylor's stuff and actual plays. Go watch Hex Heights. Go watch The Withering Wick. They're so good. That's my evening activity tonight. And, if you like what you're hearing, you can support the show by leaving us a 5-star rating or review wherever you're listening to your podcast. Yeah, please do it. That's how people find the show and, tell people. But if you really like what we're doing, you can also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/The Roll Report for as little as $1 a month.
Yeah.
On that note, it has been such a delight. Taylor, thank you so much once again. And I can't wait to see what's coming next. I'm so excited for these mystery projects you're teasing me with. Yeah. Until next time, roll some more dice. Everybody loves rolling dice.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.